My name is Edwin. To every speech, there is an audience. Right now, I want to talk to everyone about a much needed police reform. The year is 2020, and we're all suddenly forced to pay attention to what is outside of our own world. We have come a long way and have so many tools at our disposal. The law of the land has therefore bonded us with justice and equality. The Sixth Amendment has gave us the right to a speedy trial with the jury of your peers to every individual. Then came the video camera, used to quickly capture moving images and sound. However, our blinds then therefore quickly came off and we noticed the scales of justice off balance. We saw with our own eyes justice was not served. People kept silent or did not intervene. The fortunate got get out of jail free cards. Louder and louder, the injustice got louder. Then came the recent death of George Floyd, which sparked a long overdue urgency for police reform. Violent riots are continuing till this day. Even interstate highways are impacted by this urgency. Which is why police reform is imminent. I believe we can focus on putting an end to practices that violate an individual's constitutional rights and near immunity of an officer, and reduce the power of police unions. We need to provide a positive change that enhances trust in the community, because all we have is each other. Now first, let's talk about enforcement and how we need to end practices that violate constitutional rights. A perfect example where rights were infringed. The NYPD is the largest police force in the US due to its population. In 2002, the department practiced the Stop and Frisk program that allowed law enforcement to detain, question, and search any individual or suspect on the street for weapons and or contraband. The program aimed to deter crime, but unfortunately after years of research and pricey lawsuits, we realized that the program had targeted minorities. How? Well, according to the New York Civil Liberties Union, who gathered data on how many stops the NYPD had made, they reported that from the start of 2002, when the program was introduced, a total of 97,000 stops were recorded. Out of those 97, 80,000 of those cases were innocent, which was 82%. The bubble then inflated to the program's end in 2011. That year alone, 685,000 stops were recorded. 88% of those stops were innocent. They stopped about 53% African American, 34% Hispanic, 9% white, 4% other. Now, too much enforcement can have a heavy price tag, but not a just consequence. This brings me to my second point. And the Qualified Immunity Act, which shields government officials from being held personally liable for discretionary actions performed between their capacity. This allows for unchecked power to go unnoticed and for some to get away from murder. We also have to look at the cost of police misconduct. Taxpayer money pays out most of the lawsuits. In 2014 alone, misconduct paid out about $248 million. Now the solution is training. Training is the solution to avoid high-risk solutions. Training and de-escalation should always come first, and we need to clarify the use of force. De-escalation tactic teaches officers to slow down, create space, and use communication techniques to potentially deter dangerous situations. There's many decisions an officer can make before making a fatal decision. But when a fatal decision is taken, we need to hold those accountable. Which brings me to my third point: to reduce the power of police unions. Some unions can be too big to fail. Now, unions protect jobs, and it is hard to fire an officer. It could also make it difficult to discipline the officer for any misconduct. We need to reduce the power, but also we need to work with unions to clarify an officer's role and also provide assistance in various situations. A role of an officer can be too broad with too much responsibility, which is why any situation can get complicated really quick. Now, using the proposals that I mentioned will increase community trust. In summary, our system is not perfect by any means. However, we have the best tools and research at our disposal. Holding people accountable, upholding individuals' constitutional rights, and reduce the power to bring rightful justice will be the key towards recovery. I appreciate everyone's time, and I hope everyone has the freedom